So today I want to talk to you about something that I dealt with for a very, very long time. And I know I'm not the only one. It's that whole cycle of starting a gym routine and doing great and then it just stops, right? So for a long time I thought it was just me. Like maybe I was the problem. Maybe I just didn't want it that bad. But that wasn't it at all. And once I figured out what was actually going on, everything shifted for me. So we're going to talk about it. The biggest thing that was holding me back wasn't laziness and it wasn't a lack of discipline. It was that I depended on motivation to get me through it, and motivation that fades. So I used to wait until I felt ready, until I had the fire, and some mornings it just wasn't there. I would skip, right? And then I'd feel worse about skipping. So I would be like at work motivated to go to the gym, right? I am ready to go, and then I don't know, I lost that motivation today. So I would then be like, okay, let me just skip today. And then I'll feel guilty about it and then won't go the next. And then I'll feel guilty about that too. So then I won't go the third day. And that's where that means the guilt is now piling on. Okay. Before I knew it, one missed day turned into like a whole month. Yes. So it was never about wanting it bad. It was about the fact that I didn't have a system that could hold me even when the motivation wasn't showing, right? That's about it. So really think about it. If you don't need motivation to brush your teeth, you just do it, right? That's what we're building toward. Not feeling pumped every day, just making it automatic. So here's something that really changed how I thought about all of this. You want to use consistency as a tool. It's not about judgment of who you are as a person, but because when we're not consistent, we start saying things like, I'm not disciplined enough. I can never stick to anything. But that's not really true. And it's not going to be helpful either. So I did some research on this topic because I feel like this is such a big answer, but how can I condense this into like a video, right? So Duke University found about 40% of our daily actions aren't even conscious decisions, right? They're just habits. So the people who look naturally consistent, right? They just built better systems. That's pretty much it. So once I stopped making it mean something about my character, I started asking myself, like, what system can I use to be successful? A system that will actually work. And here's that. And I'm going to show you guys how it looked like specifically for me. Everyone's can be different, right? So I realized my morning gym sessions, they kept falling apart, right? Because I wasn't setting myself up the night before. So I made some small changes. I started eating dinner before 8 p.m. so I could actually get decent sleep. And I started laying my clothes out the night before. I kept my bag at the door, everything ready to go, right? And the first morning I did that, I woke up, saw everything already there and just went. No debate, no convincing myself. That's what removing friction looks like. You make showing up easier than not showing up. I used to even like, hey, prepare myself a week before with like my energy drink. Instead of making my drink the night before, I made a whole week's worth on Sunday night before I went to sleep so I can be energized for my workout, right? And it's all about making it simple, right? So let me break down how habits actually work, because once you get this, you can build habits on purpose. So there's something called the habit loop that keeps coming up in behavioral research. And the idea is simple. Every habit has three parts: a cue, an action, and a reward. You see the cue, you take the action, and you get the reward. The more you repeat it, the more automatic it becomes. So for the gym, your cue is your bag is sitting at the door. You see it, you go. That's the action. And the reward, that feeling when you leave stronger, calmer, more consistent, more confident. I be feeling good after the gym, right? That's the reward. That feeling is what keeps pulling you back, not motivation, it's the reward. And here's the thing though. You design your environment around the cue. So you're not relying on remembering or feeling ready, right? The bag is there, the clothes are out, the decisions got made the night before. Habits aren't complicated, they're just patterns. You see the cue, you go, you feel good, you do it. That's it. You don't need to overhaul your whole life. You just need a cue that works for you. And you don't want to add more than what you're doing, right? I wish people had pulled me aside and told me this earlier. When something starts working, our instinct is to add more, right? More days, more exercises, cut out more calories or food. And I get it. You're excited. You're seeing progress. You want to keep the momentum up. But there is a lot of research to back this up. I read that it takes on average 59 to 66 days to actually become automatic. So in those early weeks, the habit is still fragile. It needs to be protected, not pushed. So the move is focus on showing up consistently first. Before you ever think about intensity or volume, get really good at the habit of going. Just get yourself there. If you got to go for 10 minutes, go for 10 minutes twice a week. Then you go for 20 minutes twice a week. Then you go for 30 minutes twice a week. Then you go for 30 minutes for a while, for a long while. You know what? Now I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a week, you know? So I have some personal experience for that one. Like it really drives it home for me. When I lost my first pound, I was like, oh, okay, this works. I can do this. And my first thought was to cut out more calories or do some more workout. No. And I had to pull myself back and be like, no, you saw what worked. So just do that same exact thing again and just try it again the next week doing the same exact thing. You don't have to tweak anything. You don't have to move nothing around, because when I do the exact same thing I did last week again, I'm more likely going to lose that 1 pound again, or I'm going to get really good at doing it every day, every week, every month. Like, that's how I learned to be consistent and just going to the gym, right? So I soon realized, don't change a single thing, right? So I did the exact routine for the rest of the time that I was on that cut. And that decision, that restraint, kept the habit intact. Instead of blowing it up, chasing more progress, trying to get there faster, right? Protect what's working, stay consistent at your current level than you think you need, then level up from a strong foundation. And also, you want to make it something you actually love doing. And this one, honestly, it changed the game for me too. Make the habit feel like a reward, not a punishment. I came across this article that said, so your habits stick better when you genuinely like doing them. You enjoy them, right? Connecting positive feelings to behavior is one of the most relatable ways to make it last. Some habits have a natural reward built in, like the calm after a really good lift or energy you feel after a walk. But then there's some habits that need a little bit more intentional fun added in, especially in the beginning. For me, it was weighted vest walking after I worked, or jumping rope just because I loved it, right? Those don't feel like workouts to me. They just feel like things I genuinely enjoy doing. And that feeling, that energy, that confidence, that's what keeps pulling me back. Not discipline, not guilt, just genuinely wanting to do it. Makes me feel good. Intrinsic motivation, right? So let me break this down real quick for you. I didn't know I was going to share all of this, but you keep starting and stopping, not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, and not because something is wrong with you. You keep starting and stopping because you've been depending on motivation, and motivation does not last. It's never even really built to be carried on for so long, right? Forming a healthy habit really comes down to 3 things: consistency, enjoyment, and making it a part of your daily routine. Deciding to take action and repeating the behavior and making it automatic. That's the whole formula. Missing a day doesn't erase your progress, right? Quitting does. So if you missed it yesterday, just get up today, show up, and do it again tomorrow. That's the shift. That's what changes everything, right? If this helped you, save this video for the next time you feel like you want to quit. And I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll see you later.
As I get a little older, I realize life is perspective. And my perspective may differ from yours. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been down with me.